On today's episode, we are visiting this tomb, this abandoned place, and this tomb as well. Lots of interesting stories here. Our first stop is at the tomb of Two-mbs. Emperor Two-mbs enjoyed the longest reign of any monarch in the Qing dynasty, ruling from 1848 to 1883, and historically is the most beloved. And although he had 104 wives and concubines, he was unable to father a son. This is probably because he became sterile after contracting smallpox. The carp were friendly, and of course hungry, so we didn't play coy and brought them some food. Side note, can we just take a moment to appreciate how cute Natalia's new hair length is? Very cute.
Thank you.
Vietnam, bring your stair-walking legs. Yeah, stair-walking legs are only 1/5 the cost in Vietnam. Oh, I love these cascading dragon staircases. This is quite a common motif from this period, but all through Vietnam. These are Buddhist deities. This is going to be another tomb of some sort. Oh. We are now approaching the tomb of Two-mbs. Some elephant horses and servants for him in his afterlife. A couple of matching towers, a large pagoda. Very ornate. So this poetic man was left to write his own epitaph. The slab that it is inscribed upon is the largest of its type in Vietnam and had to be brought in from a quarry 500 kilometers away, which took 4 years. Construction of the tomb demanded so much labor and extra taxation that there was a failed coup against Two-mbs in 1866. For the remainder of his life, Two-mbs continued to use the tomb's palace buildings as his place of residence. After his death in 1883, his adopted son Kin Phuc took over as the Qing emperor. But perhaps because he only ruled 7 months before dying, a separate tomb was not established for him, so he was buried on these same grounds. Minor wives? Between the tombs of Two-mbs and his son are the tombs of Empress Le Tien An, Two-mbs' primary wife, and a number of his other favorite wives and concubines. Despite the grandeur of the site and the amount of time Two-mbs spent here, he was buried in a different, secret location somewhere in Hue. To keep the secret safe, the 200 laborers who buried the king were all beheaded immediately after they returned from the secret job. To this day, the real tomb of Two-mbs remains hidden. Oh, important note about our last stop there. Right outside of it is actually a historic battleground of Hue. The forest there has a number of war artifacts that we didn't see this time, but last time we noticed it had an underground hospital, the remnants of bunkers, all sorts of cement markers where I think thousands of people were killed, and the whole area, or much of the area, was defoliated as well. We have arrived. Now we are at Khai Dinh. Moving on from a relatively well-respected leader to an absolutely hated one. There we go. That's all 3 stamps. It's that the tomb was built during 11 years, and it was using French modern materials such as cement, iron, steel, and ardoise. This tomb of Khai Dinh of the Qing dynasty is beautiful, but his ascension to the throne was actually as a puppet emperor of the French, who liked that he was the most submissive of the eligible sons of the Qing dynasty. National leaders hated him because he forced them into exile, had their followers beheaded, and was close with the French. In 1918, it was he who made the decision to move from Chinese symbols for Vietnam's written language and switch to Romanized letters and punctuation. This emperor was said to be troubled by his sexuality and mainly spent time with one male guard, managing only to reluctantly father one son with a concubine, and leaving behind a significant amount of wives and concubines who almost uniformly described him as hateful, impotent, uninterested in sex, and generally spiteful toward them. In his quest to further obey the French, he allowed a massive tax hike against only Vietnamese village peasants to pay for his tomb and to increase the wealth of the French occupiers. This caused widespread hardship and cemented his legacy among the most hated of any emperor of any time period. He had a troubling and insurmountable addiction to opium and died of tuberculosis in 1925.
Let's play Can You Spot the Natalia? Here's a hint. Natalia today is wearing blue sunglasses.
Let's move on from the royal dynasties into another type of blunder, shall we?
My most excitement for the activity today, personally, is Two-mbs, which is the abandoned water park. That was a quick visit, but it was really cool inside. I'm not sure how people would rate it compared to the other ones. I thought it was interesting. I think we were probably only here 20 minutes or so, and we saw every single thing. Every single thing? And that's our driver's in.
Yes. Good night.
We are at Two-mbs, which is the abandoned water park. Now, last time Natalia and I were here, it was not at all this accessible. Now you can seemingly get in pretty easy. The backstory here about this water park is that it was failed. They managed to get it built and open, but it failed. And the reason it failed was because Vietnamese people believe that the ghosts of all of the dead soldiers from bygone eras, and especially the Vietnam War, reside in this valley. They've cleared out a lot of the brush. There's an easy access path. So yeah, interesting how things change over time, I guess. This was all treed in, very lush. It's really been groomed. They've gone over it. They've removed a lot of the trees. It used to be like an overgrown jungle. Now, absolutely, this part is still cool, but it's incredibly easy to get in, and it doesn't cost anything now. Last time we had to bushwhack, follow a little trail of garbage, walk through a graveyard, and step over a stream, then pay off a guard, and then figure all out ourselves where the hell everything was. This lagoon here had a flood, and inside there was an aquarium. The aquarium had crocodiles. The crocodiles all escaped along with a bunch of the animals, and so this, for a while when it was first closed down, was infested with crocodiles, and PETA had to come and rescue all of them and find them alternate housing. So I was worried for a second that they had it so that you couldn't get up to the top mouth anymore, but it looks like you can still. Here is where they had the aquarium, and this is where you looked through into the pond where there was fish. All of this were various exhibits. There was a restaurant, everything. Still a lot of graffiti like there was before. Still absolutely avoiding all the water in here. And yeah, here we go. There's various selfie points, like this shark that's you could stand in his mouth on your way to the outside. A fair amount of them. Wasps.
I see the nest. I kind of don't want to get near them.
Where is it?
Right side, middle of the tooth.
Right side, middle of the tooth.
Like halfway through the jaw. So fairly large.
So there's a lot of wasps. Last time we took a picture of us standing in the mouth from quite a distance.
It's a nice low level view.
We used to be able to get right up into that mouth there, stand on the front of it and take a picture, but it was just loaded with wasp nests and they weren't having it. So we're gonna leave that.
down there last time.
Yeah, we did. These were various sales windows and changing rooms. Super different now. Things change. So this was the theater and stadium area. I'll show you what became of the stadium in a second. It's just off to my right. But in here, there was an abandoned 3D ride, and I can see it's still in there. So let's take a look. But first, the site of a stadium that had probably 2,000, 3,000 seats, 2,000 seats?
1,500.
Maybe 1,500 to 2,000 seats. It's gone. Here's the abandoned 3D ride. Let's take a peek at that. Yeah, here it still is. It actually, when we were here last time, still had some of its branding. Still looked more spaceshipy. I can't imagine that this would be worth it to salvage after all this time, but...
Oh, it's actually from India.
Is it from India?
Yeah, it's from Kolkata. Whoa!
Quick, Paul, look.
Climb in.
This is
Watch
probably
my
like
head.
100 pounds.
Really cool. In case you want to buy one of your own.
This whole video, the theme is, wow, this looks so different. I already asked these goats how they were doing earlier, and they said,
Not bad.
not bad. Selfie. I've been stopped. It has been a lovely stay here. Stop 2 on our tour through Vietnam is officially complete. This is Eva. We've really enjoyed our stay. Thank you very much. It's
so
very
much
clean.
for coming.
The staff are awesome. Everyone's doing a great job. I highly recommend if you come to Hue to check out Eva Homestay. There's lots of places to stay, but this is the best one in all of Hue.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, we really enjoyed it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Make me so happy
Eva
about
set
that.
up cars, told us good places to go, things to do in the rain, everything. You're a very good host. We really appreciate you. Thank you so
Your
much.
group so friendly.
Oh.
Very easy to work.
That's
If
the
everyone
Canadian
like you,
charm.
I really enjoy myself.
Oh, nice. Isn't everyone like us?
Yeah, it's friendly and always smiling, outgoing.
Oh, that's very
I
nice.
always enjoy
Thanks.
myself.
Well, yeah,
If I
you're
met people like
so
you.
easy to be friendly when you're the one helping. So thank you very much
Thank
again.
you.
It was extra good. We got a little upgrade to a room with a nice balcony, all sorts of nice perks, and she has her finger on the pulse of all the things to do. So come and do them.
For Vegan Everywhere, I'm David.